Do you know that your fear of all the things that could go wrong is in the way of all of the information that the now has for you? You can only contain a certain amount of information. And if you got little pockets of I'm not enough, if you got pockets of judgment, if you got pockets of this is an issue, if you got pockets of what if I'm alone, if you got pockets of I'm really sad, if you got pockets of I'm scared I'll get yelled at, you are not able to fill that with new guided magical downloads, information, ideas, healing. Everything is right here. You got to listen to this dimension right here and stop listening to only the small third dimension, only the small physical realm, only the small story of what's going to happen. You know, when we think about what's going to happen in the future, we're doing it only looking at what the third dimension is capable of, but we very rarely include the fourth dimension. Right? So when someone thinks something like, I'm going to be at this job for the rest of my life, they're probably not including the fact that they have a high level of awareness that's going to ascend them out of that job, right? If they go, oh, this person and I are going to be fighting forever. No. You're not including how awakening and awareness shows up. If you're like, oh, this lockdown thing is going to happen forever, you're not including the fact that a lot of people are waking up to this, and there could be so much freedom as things that are trying to grab hold of us or control us can't anymore. And in that is healing, and in that is a healed you, and in that is freedom. People aren't including those things. So when you just look at what is from the third density, you're not including that you're a magical healing being. You're not including that you can ascend faster than ever. You're not including you as a motivated being. You're not including the world as an awakened being. You're just going, that right there will keep going, and you just see life on this bizarre linear thing, but you're forgetting that each day right now, you're crying something out. Each day you're getting more aware. Each week you're doing these calls with me, or you're joining the It's Totally Possible calls. You got to be doing those It's Totally Possible calls on Tuesday. They're so awesome. You are not including that there will be moments where people go, no more, and wake up. There will be so many things. Awareness is the biggest factor. And remember that awareness expands. So even you at the highest level of awareness right now is nothing compared to you at the awareness in a month from now. So even you from this high awareness can see so many possibilities out of this. But wait until you see you in a month after you spend all of December, and you don't even know what the hell's going to happen in the next couple of weeks as far as planets aligning, the whole world purging, people releasing things, trauma being gone. How different is everything going to be if all these other things are happening and it's exponentially changing on ways that no one's ever seen? You're not including that. That would be like me when I'm 16 working at McDonald's going, I guess I'm working at McDonald's for the rest of my life. No. I'm not including the fact that at one point I'm going to get suicidal level anxiety and then Tony Robbins my way through it, and then have that be the awakening to me going to Michael Beckwith, then going into massive meditation and becoming what I am now. None of that was included because I didn't have the exponential awareness that things would change, right? I had no idea. So when you think about where we're headed, make sure you include expansive awareness that you still, even from the highest level now, have no ability to see how big it's going to be in January, how big it's going to be in March, how big it's going to be in April, right? How big it's going to be in 3 years from now, how big it's going to be in 5 years from now. We're at a point where it's just so fast, right? And that's why you might notice that your emotions, do you notice when you feel really low, you actually trick yourself into thinking you're going to feel this low forever, right? I feel so alone. I'm going to feel this forever. But then when you get in a high, mainly like 12 minutes later, you go, everything's amazing. I'm going to feel amazing forever. And you're not even including the fact that overall, your emotions are all over the place because they're about to come out of you. They're being purged. right? So if you get in a low and convince yourself that that's reality for the rest of your life, that right there is proof that you know nothing that's going to happen. So I don't care whatever analysts say, whatever people predict the future, whatever things, that's great. The greatest thing is I have no idea, and I love that. Try it for a minute, right? Like right now, pollsters, forecasters, dude, I watched, not to go into this over and over and over again, but I watched analysts say Tesla is going to be a falling stock for the last 10 years, and I listened to my heart and I bought it. And every analyst said there's no way, because they're thinking from what they've seen so far, right? Versus understanding that when you look at one type of business that uses strategies that worked from the past, and then you watch someone like Elon Musk working from intuition, working from Tesla's thinking, literally, actually Nikola Tesla's thinking, he's screaming, I'm taking from the future and I'm going to create this exponential thing. And we aren't thinking of how he's thinking. And so analysts constantly have no idea why the stock keeps going up, because they look at things from the past. And we are in a time where you cannot look at things from the past. You have to be with the now, because the now is purging past and none of the past is true anymore. So this part of you that says, I'm always going to never have the thing, I'll never get what I want, you only have evidence from the past. Purge that shit and go to a frequency where that's never been the case. Yeah, he's the second wealthiest person of all time. And I promise you he'll be one very soon, because he's thinking from intuition. He's thinking from he's thinking from what could be and then creating it. Dude, that guy lives in Calago. That's what you're seeing. That guy lives in Calago. He is rewriting his past over and over and over again, right? So you can do that, right? You can do that. You can say that your past has always, always been magical. It's not a lie. It's not a lie to change your past. It's a lie to keep your past. It's a lie. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is a lie to keep your past, because you are an always expanding being. So when you say who I am is that mistake from 5 years ago, when you say who I am is that, you are full of shit. Stop seeing yourself as a limited being. You are infinite magic. Do not hold on to the idea that you are something from the past, ever. That is such bullshit. That is a conditioning trick to convince you that your biggest limitation from the past is your identity. And you need someone to look you in the eye, and sometimes you need to do it yourself and say, I am an ever expanding being, and nothing from even 10 seconds ago defines what I am. That's the truth. And every time you grab the past and bring it into your now and get in the way of the infinite power of your now, you are doing such a disservice to yourself. You are not your past, and you can rewrite your past. You can just say, my past has been, I have always been massively expanding. I've always been a multimillionaire. That is just as ridiculous as saying I've always been that victim that you think you have more evidence of. But really, you don't. You are an infinite being right now. Right now, that's all you are. And when I work with people, I watch them fight for their limitation. I watch them fight me. No way. You, Kyle, you don't know my story. Yeah, it's your story. I don't give a shit. I don't care. None of that has anything to do with you. Yeah, but you don't know my story. I don't need to. You know your story too much. Do you feel that? Kyle, you don't know my story. So what? Okay, great. And then they'll tell me a long story. Okay, what does that have to do with now? No, you don't get it. I was blah, blah, blah. And then my mom said this and I was trapped in this. Got it. That has nothing to do with you. Why are you giving power to the story versus the truth? Undo the story, sit in the truth, be with the truth of what you are. Stop calling out patterns and saying, I. There's a pattern of fear. You're not scared. There's a pattern of overcoming. You're not overcoming. There's a pattern of doubt. You're not doubt. Stop giving it power. And here's a great question to ask to overcome all of it. Ready? What am I? Here's what most people ask. Why do I always do that? No. That'll give you a dead-end answer because you suck, because you always do this. What am I? And I want to ask you that. What am I? I want you to feel that question. What am I? What am I? What am I? And ask this space. And I want you to really listen to the nowness of what you are. It's so much bigger. Stop fighting for your limitation.